Hey guys, what's up? We are back with another video today, and today I am doing my Clemson preview / prediction for the upcoming 2022 college football season. As always, make sure you like this video if you enjoy it, comment all your thoughts and opinions down below, and hit that subscribe button as I am trying to get to my goal of 600 subscribers for the end of the summer. I'm about 87 away, so let's see if we can hit that goal, and hit that notification bell if you never want to miss another video, as I will be producing all sorts of content already back-to-back days of Virginia Tech and then Clemson. If you want me to do your team in there, put your team down below, and then I will try to fit your team in down below. I'm going to try to do some of the biggest teams, but then we will go from there. So let's get started with today's video. So, Clemson starts the season off on a Monday night. That Monday night concludes, or starts with the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. So, this game is going to be essential to Clemson starting off on the right foot. Georgia Tech is not going to be an easy game, and it wasn't an easy game last year. Clemson really struggled in this game, and struggled like they did in most games, with quarterback play, and this is going to be an interesting competition all year long between DJ Uiagalelei and Cade Klubnik. Both are extremely raw still to a degree. DJ is an unproven product in the sense that he had a really bad year last year, but he looked good against Notre Dame and Boston College the previous year when Trevor Lawrence was out. What DJ are we going to get? That is the big question coming in this season. But I think that this is a win nonetheless. With the loss of Jahmyr Gibbs, I think is a big blow for Georgia Tech, even if you thought they were going to win. But outside of that, I still think that this is a win for the Clemson Tigers, as I don't see Georgia Tech having enough firepower. And you could see Collins on the hot seat this year for Georgia Tech. He is the Georgia Tech head coach. Then they head into their home opener against the Furman Paladins. This is a win here. There should be absolutely no issue. But the biggest thing with this game is seeing what happens with DJ and Cade. I think Cade is going to get some playing time during this game. Does he show something? Does he show some flashes, stuff like that? What are you able to see out of Cade Klubnik in this type of game? Heading into the following week, you have another game, another easy test against Louisiana Tech. They just fired their coach and Skip Holtz, so they have a new head coach coming in. This shouldn't be a hard game whatsoever, and I think you should be able to have another W pretty easily. But again, you had struggles last year from DJ. We'll see how he does. Does this mean Cade gets a couple more opportunities that he wouldn't already have gotten? This is something that's weighing in the balance that you could see being factored into this decision. Then you have your first big test of the season, and that is against the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. And I think that this game, I think this is a loss for the Clemson Tigers. Here's the problem that I see is this. You have a proven product in Sam Hartman. Sam Hartman played well last year. I expect the same from him this year. They don't lose too much in Wake. Not too much where I think it's impossible to get back to where they were. So I have this as a loss. It's at Wake Forest against an unproven product in DJ or Cade Klubnik. I think that with the proven quarterback play of Wake Forest and a good year from last year, I expect the Demon Deacons to take another win here as Clemson takes their first loss of the season. Then Clemson heads back for another matchup, and another strong matchup here as back-to-back games. I see, and here's the thing. I don't know 100% whether it's going to be Wake Forest that they lose to, but I am pretty sure, same as last year, that they're going to lose one of these two games. Last year, I do want to point out, don't want to toot my horn too much, but a lot of people thought I was stupid. I had Clemson losing to NC State, and I was right on the ball with that one. So I think that they will win this one this year just because it is at Death Valley, so I think that does help them. But with this game being at Death Valley, at Memorial Stadium, I think that it puts a lot of pressure on Clemson because if you lose this game, this season could go downhill very quickly with a following matchup coming up at Boston College, then after that at Florida State. It could really spiral into something if you lose this game, and then you have Notre Dame later on, Miami, South Carolina. So this is a pivotal matchup, and I think that they get a W here, but if they take an L, it could be essential into seeing what happens in that K-DJ battle throughout the year. Then you have a game at Boston College up there at Chestnut Hill. I think that this is a win here for the Tigers. Same as DJ being an unproven product. Phil Jakovic has always had something that stopped him, whether that's being behind Ian Book at Notre Dame or injuries or not being ready or stuff like that. At this point, I don't know whether I trust Boston College. They have to replace Zay Flowers, so which is not going to be easy. You have to replace a couple offensive linemen, namely Tyler Vrabel. And a couple other guys, Tyler Vrabel, Zion Johnson. You have a lot of missing pieces, so I think that this is going to be a game in which Clemson handles business. Then you have a game against your old rivals in the Florida State Seminoles. They still technically are, but point stands. Florida State, I think this should be a win here. I think that this is going to be a pivotal year for the Florida State head coaching staff as Deion Sanders. He's been recruiting a lot at Jackson State, has even taken the number 1 overall kid away from them. I think that this is a year in which Mike Norvell is going to have to prove himself one way or another as a head coach. I think that Clemson Tigers get the win here, but do not be surprised if Clemson plays this game close and that it's an interesting matchup. So, heading on to the next week, I think the easiest game of the season against the Syracuse Orange. This should be a win. There's nothing about Syracuse that should be particularly impressive other than Sean Tucker. But here's the thing. Clemson with Brian Bresee and Miles Murphy should be able to lock down that running game of Syracuse pretty easily, and I don't see any issues whatsoever. Then you head into a bye week before you play Notre Dame, just like every other ACC opponent. They get a bye week, and then they get to play Notre Dame. But then you head to Notre Dame to play the Fighting Irish. I have this game as a loss. Here's the thing. Even though Notre Dame also has an unproven product at quarterback in Tyler Buchner, at least Tyler Buchner did not look bad last season like DJ did. And to be honest, I don't know where this game is going to. I don't know where this game is going to be at in the sense that not the physical location at Notre Dame Stadium, but in the location being. Where's the quarterback battle going to be at? Is Cade starting at this point? Is DJ still the quarterback? Has he proven himself? I don't know the answers to any of those questions. And right now, I have a lot more trust in Notre Dame than I do in Clemson because Notre Dame's offensive line should be better. Notre Dame's run game should be better. Notre Dame's wide receivers are probably going to be better. And Notre Dame's defense is going to be about the same level as Clemson's is based on my expectations of what's going on here with Notre Dame bringing back Isaiah Foskey, bringing in Brandon Joseph, having the linebackers that they have. That is just something that I see. But with it being first year Marcus Freeman, that could make it difficult. But I think with this game being at Notre Dame, I'm going to give the slight advantage to the Irish winning this game. Then you head back home to play the Louisville Cardinals. I have this as a win. I think that this is going to be a big time matchup for a coach, the Louisville Cardinals head coach that I cannot think of his name at the moment. Louisville football coach. I can't think of his name. Let's see here. I'm looking it up. Scott Satterfield. This is going to be a critical year for Scott Satterfield. And if you get a win here, that'd be big, but I don't see that happening. I think that Clemson should be able to take care of business. Then staying at home, as all 3 of these last games are at home, you have the Miami Hurricanes. I think that this is another interesting matchup with Mario Cristobal coming into town, and I think that the Tigers do end up getting the win here, but this is going to be a very interesting matchup. I don't know what to think about Mario Cristobal coming into this season, how good he'll be right away, but this does give him a full season to develop his players, so we'll see what happens there, but I think Clemson should have the edge in this game. And then they have South Carolina at home. I think that Clemson should be able to win this game as well. But this is a much improved South Carolina team, both at the tight end position and the quarterback position, with both of the Oklahoma transfers being Spencer Sanders, and I can't think of the tight end's name. But the point being is this. Clemson has a tough schedule. I have them going 10-2. And this is not a year in which Clemson is going to be able to run through the ACC like they used to. This is a year that is going to determine the future. This is going to be a year in which Clemson is going to make or break in whether they can still sustain themselves as a dominant power in the ACC, as teams like NC State and Wake Forest are both on the rise. So that wraps up today. And as always, make sure to hit the 2 videos down below, hit the subscribe button up here, and have a great day. Bye, guys.